And it is 12 noon. Welcome. Thank you all for being here. My name is Gabby Pagura, and I am a member of the Leadership Medina County Community Education Committee, as well as the Administrative Coordinator here at LMC. Thank you so much for joining us here for our last session of our Nonprofit Lunch and Learn series. And today we are highlighting three amazing nonprofits, including Habitat for Humanity, the Medina County Senior and Adult Foundation, and the Recovery Center of Medina County. First things first, today's program is made possible by our awesome civic-minded organizations, including Westfield, Automation Tool and Die, Westfield Bank, RPM International, Sandridge Crafted Foods, Ravago, the University of Akron Medina, and Huntington National Bank. So thank you for leading the way and bringing conversations like these to life. Since we only have an hour to showcase our three incredible nonprofits, we will share our speaker bios in the chat today as soon as we get started. So let's review some housekeeping and we will get started. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them in the general chat and we will review them. We will interrupt if necessary. Otherwise, we will save them for the end and make sure everything is answered. Otherwise, we will go ahead and get started with Tom O'Connell from Habitat for Humanity. Welcome, Tom. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and thanks, Gabby. Thanks, Jen and Terry, for the opportunity to talk a little bit about Habitat for Humanity during this lunch hour. So I've shared a picture of our most recent home here in Medina that Habitat finished back in January. This home was actually our 51st home that we have finished here in Medina County since 1991. That's when Habitat started here, formed as a local Habitat affiliate here in Medina County, joining the vision of seeing a world where everyone has a decent place to live. As we finished this house just a few months ago in January, we are actively working on finishing another home in Wadsworth, probably be dedicating that house in May. And then we are actively permitting two more projects. One will be in Brunswick that we will kick off in April here in a few weeks. And the second one, our second spring build, will start in May. And that home will actually be here in Medina, not too far from our location here on Lafayette Road. The house will end up on Elmwood Avenue, South Elmwood Avenue. So what I want to talk about for just a few moments are really highlighting our three main programs. I'll start with probably our most well-known and end with our most recent, our newest program that we started just last summer. So I first want to talk about our homeownership program, again, probably our most well-known program, and really talk about that program by answering the question that I get probably asked most frequently is, how does someone get a Habitat house? And to answer that, I'll just talk about our three general criteria that applicants have to meet to qualify for our program. And the first is they have to have need or present need for better housing. Need could be they are paying over half of what they bring in every month for rent. And I think the most recent statistic I read is that 1 in 8 Ohioans are paying over half of what they bring in every month from their job or whatever income source they have for rent. Need could also be they're using a Section 8 housing voucher. Need could also be there's not enough bedrooms for the family size. Need could also be there's environmental issues, mold, or safety issues in the place they are currently living. The way we assess need isn't just by reading about where they live on their application, but we actually do a home visit if they get far enough into the process to visit them and ask some questions about where they live. So they have to meet that criteria. The second is they have to be willing to partner with us. And what we mean by that here at Habitat is they have to be willing to do sweat equity or volunteer hours. This is a core component of Habitat's program from the very beginning, back in the mid-'70s when it started down in Americus, Georgia. The founder of Habitat really felt like participants should contribute in volunteer hours, helping other people's homes be built. before their house is started. And obviously they get to volunteer on their own, literally get to help build their own home as well. So our requirements are, if it's a single applicant, which is most of our the people that apply for our program are single adults, they have to complete a minimum of 250 volunteer hours. If it's a co-applicant, two adults on the application, they have to complete a minimum of 400 hours. Not before the house is started, but by the time the home is completed and we're getting ready to dedicate it, they have to have completed those hours. They can do those hours at our restore. They could do the hours at a build site. We also require them to go through some Money 101, financial literacy type classes as well, to learn how to manage their money, save, those kind of things. So it's need for better housing, willingness to partner, and then the third criteria is the ability to pay. This really kind of clears up probably the most common misconception that I hear or misunderstanding of Habitat's program that I hear as I travel around the county and talk about Habitat. Some people still think Habitat homes are free when they're not, but instead they're sold with a zero interest affordable mortgage based on what the family can afford, the individual can afford, not based on what it costs us to build the home, but again, based on what they can afford. Our mortgages are typically 30 years, again, zero interest. And Habitat currently holds or services 32 mortgages, so we do that all in-house. The average mortgage payment between our 32 mortgages right now is probably $600 to $700 a month. Even for this home here that you see before you, this home is 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, does have a basement, 2-car garage, around 1,300 square feet, and this family is paying, I think, just under $600 a month for this home to be a homeowner. So that's Habitat. We don't accept here in Medina. We don't accept applications or receive applications year round. We typically do that during kind of application window. We've used a month during the summer to do that. So we're starting to prepare even for that process here now. So that's our homeownership program. The next program I want to talk about is our Restore. So that, again, is here on Lafayette Road. It's open today. It's open to the public Wednesday through Saturday, 9 to 5. It's our home supply store. So we sell everything from furniture to electrical supplies, appliances, lighting, hardware, fasteners, bolts, doors. It's 25,000 square feet of everything kind of you need for your house. About 80% of our inventory is donated by residents here in Medina County. We also get a lot of corporate donations, so brand new items from warehouses and businesses really across Medina County. And the reason we do the Restore, the reason we have this business within our organization is it generates revenue to help us do what we do here at Habitat. We do pick up donations at no charge as long as you live in Medina County. We'll come and get your couch or appliance as long as it's working, and bring it back here to our store, clean it up, and sell it. Then to go back into our mission to buy property and to buy construction materials to provide more affordable housing. And then just the last program I wanted to talk about is really our newest program. And I'm actually glad Laura Toth is on the call as well, because this program is called Aging in Place. We just started this in partnership with the Medina County Office for Older Adults back in July of last year. So here in a few months, this program will be just a year old. But what we're doing together with the Office for Older Adults is we are going into senior adult homes across Medina County, and we are doing minor repairs and modifications to help with safety, mobility, access. So think grab bars, handrails. We just finished a ramp a few weeks ago, fixing leaky faucets. We've replaced ballasts that have gone out in light fixtures. We've done some minor drywall repairs, fixed steps. Since July, we have finished 48 projects to date. And these projects are done at zero cost to the homeowners. Through some funding that the Office for Older Adults has received, we are able to do these repairs at zero cost to the homeowner. So we're really excited about this program. We think it's only going to continue to grow as more people become aware of this. We do about 4 to 5 on average every month, or finish about 4 to 5 on average every month. And we're really excited just to help this demographic of our population just age or stay in their home as long as they can safely to help with that. So just want to wrap up by just talking about there's always opportunities to volunteer. If you're interested in volunteering as an individual, as an organization, as a company, as a business, as a church, we're always looking for more volunteers. The easiest way to make that happen is just you can send me an email. Our information's on our website, medinahabitat.org, and I can get you connected with the right people. We also have a fundraising event, Blueprints and Blue Jeans, coming up on May 9th at Williams on the Lake. It's a very casual, as it says in the name, Blue Jeans. It's a very casual, simple dinner. One of our homeowners will speak at it. We have silent auction items, live auction items as well. So it was a great time last year. Invite information again is on our website. You can buy tickets and sponsorships today. And just one last thing, we are partnering with Leadership Medina County and Ravago to build a house in September. We're going to build the exterior and interior walls for a home in the fall. And so on September 18th at Ravago, it's a Wednesday. We did this last year. We're going to do it again. So we're starting to look for sponsorships, companies, businesses, organizations, churches that want to kind of participate in that. More information will be coming out soon about that, but just want to put that date on your calendar, September 18th. If you've never participated in one of our wall builds events, I just encourage you to do that. We'll build a home just in probably a few hours, and it's really an exciting thing to happen. So that's all I got, and I think I'm right at my time. So thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Does anybody have any questions for Tom from Habitat for Humanity? That was great. I see we have a couple of hand clapping emojis coming up here.
Oh, well, Tracy's on our board, so that she has to.
I hope everyone saw, I have my little, the aging in place.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
Yeah, I know it's backwards, but yeah, everybody, your mind will read it right. So these are the signs that are put in the yards of the homes that, that project, the aging in place project works on, and seniors are so thankful. It's been so far so good with that program.
That's incredible. Thank you again, Tom, so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course, of course. And if anybody thinks of any questions for Tom, feel free to send them in the chat and we will circle back at the end here. And as Tom mentioned, we are actually leading right into our next presenter here. We have Laura Toth with the Medina County Senior and Adult Foundation. Thanks for being here, Laura.
Thank you so much for having me. So I'm going to take off my Office for Older Adults director hat and put on my hat for the Medina County Senior and Adult Foundation, but they're very much connected, much like other nonprofits that have been set up by county governments. We are doing the same thing. So if you think of it like the Friends of the Medina County Home or the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation, we have done the same thing in 2018. We had a group get together and thought that although we have wonderful local funding and some grant funding for meal programs and transportation programs, the need is always there for seniors to have services in the county. So the Medina County Senior and Adult Foundation was formed in 2018 and received our 501c3 in 2019. And what the foundation does is give extra support to the mission of Medina County Office for Older Adults. So it purchases things for seniors, usually not on an individual basis, but kind of group things that we purchased where the seniors in Medina County can benefit. So right now you're looking at one of the screens from our, I'm sorry, my computer keeps notifying me of stuff. One of our screens from our website talking about some of the things that the foundation has done. As I said, we received our 501c3 in 19, of course, in 2020. There was a large national world event called COVID. So really about 2021, 2022, we really started focusing on some major fundraisers and we're able to do some larger scale projects. So in 2022, we installed in the agency what's called a hearing loop, so people can come and listen to presentations or attend movies here and utilize the hearing loop, which they tune their hearing aids into. A large display screen was put up at the agency. There's a lot of support for home delivered meals, which is our largest project in the county. Between local and grant funds, that project is probably around $300,000. And last year we delivered over 42,000 meals to people in Medina County that are homebound. So, that's your office for older adults, but the drivers needed new equipment. They needed warm bags. We needed things of that nature. So the foundation came in and said, we can do that. We'll make those purchases to make sure that people are served their food safely. Also, we try and support all seniors in the county. The criteria is that you are age 60 or over. I'm not trying to offend anyone. That's just the criteria of what an older adult is. There are different criteria. Some people say 55, some people say 65. So I guess we just hit it right in the middle at age 60. So we've done things at the Wadsworth. We've purchased meals for the Wadsworth Senior Center. We purchased equipment for the Brunswick Senior Center. They needed new chairs in the nutrition room where we serve meals twice a week. So we've done quite a variety of projects. Some of the best things we do, it always, and I'm sure that Feeding Medina County could say the same thing, it always involves food and feeding people that are at risk of being hungry. Unlike Feeding Medina County that does an awesome job of providing, they even have a special program for seniors, staple for seniors. We provide ready meals like hot meals or box lunches or things that can be eaten right now. So that's definitely another valuable service. So the foundation took a list of names, 272 names of people who are low income in Medina County who received a special farmers market voucher in the summer of 2023. We took that list of names and sent every one of them a food only Aldi's card, which was about $7,000. That was $6,800 that the foundation spent. We received, it was unexpected. We didn't tell people it was coming. We just sent a letter and sent out gift cards to people. And we received so much great feedback, like what a great program. This came at a perfect time of year. I want to share a portion of this card that this woman sent. It's dated December 13th. And it says, this will come in very handy for so many Christmas dishes. I will be able to make a dish I didn't think I'd have the money to buy for my family. And that just, I love that. We probably received about 10 thank yous and then a few phone calls, but that card, I just bring it out because really, I think that's what the foundation's all about. We're trying to give people things that gives them dignity, helps them to provide and continue to provide for their families. And we just love it. It's just a great organization. We are always looking for board members. If anything interests you, we meet monthly. Our board meets monthly at Panera. We especially would love to have anybody with a financial flair. I think that's a lot of needs if you go across nonprofits. I know that we were just sharing information before this started about a group of nonprofit executives that get together, and I'm like, oh, I would love to start going in on that and talking about different financial needs and how everybody handles things, because I think that kind of brainstorming comes in really handy for programs like this. We are supported. It's an all-volunteer board. And then we have two major fundraisers each year. The first one is coming up on Friday, the 19th of April. and it is our fashion show. It's called Giving in Style. It is a wide variety of people from Medina County of all ages, as well as 4 professional models that walk the runway. And there's a nice dinner that goes with that. It's our 3rd annual event. It is quite the show. It's very fun. And that takes place on, again, Friday the 19th. It's at Blue Heron at 6 o'clock, and tickets are $80. So if anyone has any interest in that, you can contact me through my information that Gabby has given. The other thing that we have every year is on the 4th of July, we're given a fundraiser called the Twin Sizzler. So several nonprofits have kind of, over the years, it's 48 years old. So I think there have been 3 or 4 nonprofits that have been the organizers and then the beneficiary of that race. There are about 1,200 people from all over Northeast Ohio who participate in that the morning of July 4th. It is a 5K, a 10K, a fun run race for kids, and also a bike race. So I don't know how we got Twin Sizzler out of 4 races, but that is what the name is. And it's also a really fun event. I mean, we start really early in the morning and we are done before noon. And people are very passionate about racing. It's a whole different community that I have not been exposed to, but just great people really interested in what we're doing as a foundation, and of course interested in the races they're running. So information about that is also available on our website, and that's mcsaf.org. So those are our 2 main fundraisers for the year. And that is supporting the different programs that we do to support seniors. We have a huge event coming up for Medina County Office for Older Adults called Senior Day. And that is at the fairgrounds, and the foundation is taking on the price of, we serve a box lunch that day. So they're buying 700 box lunch, so no senior has to pay to get into Senior Day. So everybody will be able to come to the event. That's very exciting as well. So if I have piqued your interest with anything, I encourage you to contact me and learn more about our foundation. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura. Does anybody have any questions for Laura from the Medina County Senior and Adult Foundation? Any questions? If not, and you think of one later, just let us know in the chat.
Later.
Yes. Thank you, Laura. That was amazing. And really fast, I just wanted to let everybody know, after our last presenter, we will have a quick poll. Please make sure to take a moment and let us know how we did. Just wanted to throw that out there. Lastly, we have Kristi Miller from the Recovery Center of Medina County. Welcome, Kristi. Thank you so much.
Hello. I wanted to say, after what Laura had said about, seniors being different ages, I was in Savers a while ago, my favorite thrift store, and a woman came up to me excitedly to tell me, don't forget to get your discount today. It's Senior Day. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? She's like, yeah, it's 50 and over. And I was like, okay, I guess I fit that criteria, but do I really, like, oh God, note to self, you might want to go to the gym or something, like, oh, but anyway, so I digress. But anyway, so let me I'm going to share with you my screen here. So I'm Kristi. I'm the executive director from the Recovery Center of Medina County and Serenity Restaurant and Culinary Institute. I took over this amazing position in October, and I'm pretty excited about that. I think a lot of you already know, what we do here, but the Recovery Center was started in 2018 after a need that the county had for some recovery services. And out of that then was born the Serenity Restaurant and Culinary Institute. We were sort of a protege per se of Edwin's founder back then, and he created Serenity sort of as a mirror to what Edwin's leadership is doing up in Shaker Heights. Since that time, though, Todd Whitman, our executive chef, took over. He also was a graduate of Edwin's. So he's been here ever since, just doing absolutely amazing things. Here for us over the course of time, and we're doing nothing but growing and getting bigger. But what we have kind of going on, just to fill you in on some cool things, we do have a culinary institute that's currently in place right now. We have several students as par for the course. Unfortunately, our folks do sometimes disappear on us. They may end up relapsing, which is unfortunate, or they end up in, going back to jail, or they may just not, might not be a right time for them. But whenever it is a right time for them, we will take them back. It is our job to really support people who are in recovery, and that is not obviously a perfect thing. So whatever we can do to assist, our goal is to support people wherever they're at in that process. And that means too that our staff here is sober so that we can be a support to people who might be struggling. So we have our classes, and I did want to share that we do have some amazing folks from the community that have volunteered their time to provide extra community-based classes. We have the Early Childhood Resource Center that's coming all the way from Summit County up here, I think even Canton. They come here on Tuesdays and do a parenting class. The parenting class is actually sanctioned with Children's Services, so we're getting referrals from the courts as well, so that will be something that would suffice if a parent is mandated to go to a parenting class. Al Narroway from the community, he is a retired physician, has been doing the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which has been amazing because the first day, one of our students, when we asked what they thought of the class, their response was like, I just never knew that this book even existed. And it's interesting for so many of us, we knew about that. I think my kids did the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens when they were in high school. So it's something that we take for granted that other folks might not know about. We also have an attorney who's come in and we'll talk to them about anything, not necessarily giving legal advice, but just giving sort of an overview of what, let's say, the courts might look like for people who are involved with Children's Services. They have a court case, they're trying to get their kids back, they may have a house, they're being evicted. Some of them actually wanting to start their own businesses. So she's been available to help us with that. And then we have some folks from Key Bank that are doing financial literacy. And that's been really helpful in helping people to say, hey, look, you know what? You got to go to the laundromat and you got to wash your uniforms today. You can't go buy cigarettes. You might have to pass on those, but you got to have clean clothes for work. How do we budget it so that everything kind of falls into place? We're hoping that Jen Brenner, I saw you're on this call, will get her folks. She's going to hopefully get us connected and do some math skills, because culinary math is one of the hardest classes and the hardest things to learn. I myself don't know how many cups go into a whatever. I have no idea. I got to get out the old Betty Crocker to figure that out. We're hoping to get that, to take that actually off of Todd's plate so that Todd can do other things. We do also provide them with a Serve Safe skills course that is necessary to work in the hospitality or restaurant field. I took that with them and I passed seriously by like 2 points. So it was definitely, yes, I have a master's degree, but not in restaurants of any sort. But to then give you some ideas of what we're doing, we're really excited. We're staying open extra hours over the next weekend. We know that Medina is an ambassador city, which is so super cool, which we're excited to be a part of for the eclipse. And we have decided to round our troops over here. We're going to be serving lunch all 3 days. We have dinner specials, some really cool eclipse menu specials, which I thought I'll show right here, which were really kind of cute. Eclipse flatbread, moon-shaped baked brie, moon star pasta. So Todd got pretty crafty with all of that, which I think is pretty cool. We also, some other things that are coming up, obviously Mother's Day, which is on a Sunday. We're going to have We're going to be open for Sunday dinner, which we're not typically. So bring mom out. So if you forgot to get mom a gift, shame on you, but you can always bring her for dinner, which would be a nice, like, whoops-a-daisy. We are having a big pig roast for Bastille Day, which is going to be July 14th. We are currently looking, if anyone knows any musicians who would like to volunteer their time to just kind of spice it up a little bit and give us some music throughout the day, that would be a lovely thing, but that's July 14th. So, as you all are well aware, just this is a nonprofit conversation. We definitely are always looking for corporate sponsorships and donors. Everything that we do get as far as what we charge at the restaurant goes back into the programming here. I think it's important to note when people say your menu is somewhat pricey, but also, first of all, the quality of the food is incredible. Knowing that you have a possible student or graduated student who's waiting on your table or cooking your food, and that all of that money is going back in to keep this program operational is a pretty important piece to that. Lorain County Probation gives us a very large chunk of money yearly through a grant to help us continue our programming. We're considered a second chance employer. We take anybody who's coming in from reentry or recovery into our program to give them that second chance. I'm trying to think of what else. We are always looking for volunteers. If anybody wants to come and help spruce up our grounds a little bit, we'll always take on volunteers. And we are always looking for board members. We currently just recruited a group. We got some really strong folks that are joining, which is pretty darn exciting. And we're always looking for more. We meet monthly, and luckily you get to meet at the restaurant and get some tasty morsels when you come as sort of your little your prize for being part of our program. But we're also a lot of fun. I think the group that we have in place right now, we really are an amazing cohesive group of people that are going to do some great things here, and we're going to blow this place out of the water. It is a diamond in the rough, and it's just waiting to be unearthed. So, we want to let everybody know that we're here. And that's kind of, I guess, about it. I'm looking at my little notes I made while I was thinking. But I think that pretty much, our biggest fundraiser of the year is October 9th. It's going to be a 5-course dinner. That's going to bring in the top chefs from Northeastern Ohio that'll each showcase a dish in each one of those courses. It's a pretty amazing event, and we're pretty excited. That's going to be October 9th. So I think that's it. I probably got done really quickly.
That's okay. Thank you, Kristi. And yeah, Serenite does some really great work here in Medina. You guys won Silver Spoon Awards a couple years, haven't you?
We just did. We just recently did win another Silver Spoon Award. So shame on me for not mentioning that, but thank you for reminding me, Gabby. But Todd has definitely put his name on the map. He is winning awards left, right, and center. Cleveland Magazine and all of that are definitely know about what's going on. And also too, really quickly, Brenda Love from the Real Estate Showcase of Homes, who does a little show on Sunday mornings. She does that too, and she showcases our mortgage chef, Lindsay Conrad, on there, who's our board vice president. She will be coming in here on April 24th at 4:30 to film a segment for her show. So if anybody is interested in their 15 minutes of fame and want to come in and have dinner and possibly be on TV, please feel free to make a reservation and come on in. It'll be I think it'll be a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. All right. Does anybody have any questions for Kristi here before we launch our poll? I saw Jen Brenner commented that she will connect with you, Kristi. Otherwise, we will go ahead and get our poll started here. Jen, if you could please do that for us. And everybody, just to reiterate, this is our last Lunch and Learn in this series. Thank you all for joining today and for any other sessions that you've joined with us. We do value your feedback, not only on these polls, but we will be sending out a short survey here to all of our participants from the series. So please look out for that. We do better and get better because of our people like you. So thank you all so much for joining today. Thank you again to Tom, Laura, and Kristi. This was a great session to wrap up our series.
Good job, Gabby. You did good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.